Hello everyone, today's my topic is the human heart, the cardiac cycle. So, the cardiac cycle is the performance of the human heart from the beginning of the one heartbeat to the beginning of the next. It consists of two periods, one during which the heart muscle relaxes and refills with blood called diastole, followed a period of robust contraction and pumping of blood called systole. After emptying, the heart relaxes and expands to receive another influx of blood returning from the lungs and other systems of the body before again contracting to pump blood to the lungs and those systems. Assuming a healthy heart and typical rate of 70 to 75 beats per minute, each cardiac cycle or heartbeat takes about zero point 0.8 seconds to complete the cycle. Duration of the cardiac cycle is inversely proportional to the heart rate. There are two atrial and two ventricle chambers of the heart. They are paired as the left heart and the right heart. That is the left atrium with the left ventricle, the right atrium with the right ventricle, and they work in concern to repeat the cardiac cycle continuously. At the start of the cycle during ventricular diastole early, the heart relaxes and expands while receiving blood into both ventricles through both atria. Then near the end of ventricular diastole late, the two atria begin to contract, atrial systole, and each atrium pumps blood into the ventricle. Contract and vigorously pulse or eject two separate blood supplies from the heart, one to the lungs and one to all other parts, body organs and systems, while the two arteria relax atrial diastole. This precise coordination ensures that blood is efficiently collected and circulated throughout the body. The mitral and tricuspid valves, also known as the atrioventricular or AV valves, open during ventricular diastole to permit filling. Late in the filling period, the atria begin to contract, atrial systole forcing a final crop of blood into the ventricles under pressure. See cycle diagram. Ventricles under pressure, then prompted by electrical signal from the semi-arterial node, the ventricles start contracting, and as back pressure against them increases, the AV valves are forced to close, which stops the blood volumes in the ventricles from flowing in or out. This is known as in isovolumic contraction stage, which was the contraction of the systole. Pressure in the ventricles rise quickly, exceeding the pressure in the trunks of the aorta and pulmonary arteries and causing the requisite valves, the aortic and pulmonary valves, to open, which results in separated blood volume being ejected from the two ventricles. This is the ejection stage of the cardiac cycle. It is depicted as the ventricular systole first phase, followed by the ventricular systole second phase. After ventricular pressure fall below their peaks and below those in the trunks of the aorta and pulmonary arteries, the aortic and pulmonary valves close again. Right margin vigorous diagram and blue line tracing. Next is the isovolumic relaxation, during which pressure within the ventricles begin to fall significantly, and thereafter the atria begin refilling as blood returns to flow into the right atrium from the vena cava and into the left atrium from the pulmonary veins. As the ventricle begins to release, the mitral and tricuspid valves open again, and the completed cycle returns to the ventricular diastole and the new start of the cardiac cycle. Throughout the cardiac cycle, blood pressure increases and decreases. The movements of cardiac muscles are coordinated by a series of electrical impulses produced by specialized pacemaker cells found within the sinoatrial node and atrioventricular node. Cardiac muscle is composed of myocytes which initiate their internal contraction without receiving signals from the external nerves with the exception of changes in the heart rate due to the metabolic rhythm. In an electrocardiogram, electric system initiates the arterial system with the period deflection of a steady signal restarts contraction systole, cardiac cycle and vigorous time. The cardiac cycle has four major stages of activity: isovolemic relaxation, inflow, isovolemic contraction, iso-inflow, ejection. Stages 1 and 2 together. Isovolemic relaxation plus inflow equals rapid inflow. Diastasis and interstitial comprise the ventricular diastole rate, including which blood returning to the heart flows through the atria into the relaxed ventricle. Stages 3 and 4 together. Isovolemic contraction plus ejection at the ventricular systole rate, which is the simultaneous pumping of separate blood supplies from the two ventricles, one up to the pulmonary artery and to the aorta. Notably, near the end of the diastole, the atria begin contracting the pump blood into the ventricle. This pressurized delivery during ventricular relaxation is called the atrial systole. The closure of the aortic valve causes a rapid change in pressure in the aorta called the incisura. The short, sharp change in pressure is rapidly attenuated down the artery. The pulse wave is also reflected from branches in the arterial tree and gives rise to a decorative notch in main artery. The summation of the pulse wave and the systolic wave may increase pulse pressure and help tissue perfusion. With increasing age, the aorta stiffens and can become less elastic, which will reduce peak pulse in the periphery. The aorta is a four-chamber organ consisting of right and left halves called the right heart and the left heart. The other two chambers, the left and right atria, are entry points into the heart for blood flow returning from the system, while the other lower chambers, the right and right ventricle, perform the contraction that eject the blood from the heart to flow through the circulatory system. Circulation is split into pulmonary circulation, during which the right ventricle pumps sufficient depleted blood to the lungs through the pulmonary trunk and arteries, or the systemic circulation, in which the left ventricle pumps ejects newly oxygenated blood throughout the body via the aorta and all other arteries. Heart electrical conduction system. In a healthy heart, all activities and rest during each individual cardiac cycle or heartbeat are initiated and orchestrated by signals of that heart electrical conduction system, which is the wiring of the heart that carries electric impulses throughout the body of cardiomyocytes, the specialized muscle cells of the heart. These impulses ultimately stimulate heart muscle to contract and thereby to eject blood from the ventricles into the arteries and the cardiac circulatory system, and they provide a system of intricately timed and persistent signaling that controls the rhythmic beating of the heart muscle cells, especially the complex impulse generation and muscle contraction in the arterial chambers. The rhythmic sequence or sinus rhythm of this signaling across the heart is coordinated by two groups of specialized cells. The sinoatrial node, which is situated in the upper wall of the right atrium, and the atrioventricular AV node located in the lower wall of the right heart between the atrium and the ventricle. The SA node, often known as the cardiac pacemaker, is the point of origin for producing a wave of electrical impulses that stimulates atrial contraction by creating an action potential across myocardium cells. Impulses of the wave are delayed upon reaching the AV node, which acts as a gate to slow and to coordinate the electric current before it is conducted below the atria and through the circuits known as the bundle of Fish and Purkinje fiber, all which stimulate contraction of both ventricles. The programmed delay at the AV node also provides time for blood volume to flow through the atria and fill the ventricular chambers just before the return of the systole. ejecting the new blood volume and completing the cardiac cycle. Cardiac diastole is the period of the cardiac cycle. So this is all about the human heart, the cardiac cycle. Thank you.